The tragic story of Milton High School began one cold fall afternoon. After school, all the students and teachers left the school building except for one girl named Mary, who decided to do her homework at school. When she finished her work, the school was empty and dead silent. Mary realized that her mother would be worried if she didn't come home soon, so she gathered her school supplies and hurried outside through the deserted hallways of the school. As she stepped into the wide lobby and was on her way out, she suddenly heard a strange noise behind her. The next morning, Mary's body was discovered in the school gymnasium. She was lying on the floor in the girls' shower room, located in the basement of the school. Her clothes were torn, and her entire body was covered with bruises and beatings. It was obvious that she had been murdered. The school principal called the police, and when they arrived, they began an investigation. On the floor of the shower room, in a pool of her own blood, the girl had written 3 letters before she died. J-A-N. It was the only clue the police had. It was as if the girl had written her killer's name before she died. Police immediately questioned everyone at the school whose names began with the letters Jan, Janet, Janice. But it soon became clear that no one had anything to do with Mary's murder. The police were stumped, not knowing what to do next. They needed to get on the killer's trail, but he had left no clues. A few days passed, and someone noticed that the school janitor was not showing up at school. The word janitor begins with 3 letters that Mary had written before she died. Janitor. Police immediately went to the man's home and asked him several questions. The man lived with his elderly mother, who assured them that on the day of the murder he was sick with the flu and was at home. One of the police officers noticed that the janitor had a scratch on his cheek. When asked about it, the janitor said he had been scratched by his favorite cat. The police officers didn't believe his story, but they didn't have enough evidence to arrest him. For the next few weeks, the police kept constant surveillance on the janitor. At night, one of the policemen was on duty outside his house. During the day, they followed him wherever he went, expecting it would help solve Mary's murder. Rumors spread through the school, and soon all the students and teachers began to suspect the janitor of murder. Girls hurried to run past him in the hallways of the school, and boys wouldn't make eye contact with him. No one spoke to him, and he increasingly had to hear whispers behind his back. Even the teachers at school began to talk about the janitor's strange habits and behavior. One day, the janitor was found hanging in the boiler room. He had tied a rope to a wooden beam, made a noose, and committed suicide. Pinned to his chest was a note that read, "I think I did it." Was this the confession of a man who repented of what he had done? Or was it the desperate move of an innocent man forced to give up his life? No one will ever know for sure,